Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, welcome to the Rock and welcome to the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. This is our very first official race for points in this brand new league and this brand new series. Thank you very much to each and every person who's joining in here with us. Thank you to all the drivers. We are excited to be here. As always, my name is Hunter Foley, and I'm going to be up here in the booth with my broadcast partners, Jonathan Smith and Baker Knapp. And we could not be more excited to be up here tonight, ready for this first race. Going to be kicking off an exciting season of racing here in the Knapp Daddy Cup season, and I'm sure it is going to be an amazing time for everybody. But first, before we get started, just a little shameless self-promotion, if you will indulge us just a little bit here. Like I said, we are doing the Knapp Daddy Cup series here. This is the Knapp Daddy Racing YouTube channel. Myself, John, and Baker have been Knapp Daddy Racing for a little over a year now. It's named after our very own Baker Knapp, the original Knapp Daddy. Originally, we were just iRacing designs, paints, schemes, logos, all that good stuff. And we've now tried to kind of expand out to be your one-stop shop for any and all things iRacing. So be sure to check out the website, knapdaddyracing.com, for your own custom iRacing scheme, logos, paints, anything like that. There's free content available on the website as well. Even if you're not into iRacing, you just want to help support the boys, you can pick yourself up a t-shirt, pick yourself up a hat. We would really appreciate it. Be sure to check us out on all the social media stuff as well. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know we would really appreciate it. It helps boost the channel a ton. It helps get these drivers more eyeballs on them, which I know they'll appreciate as well. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. So again, thank you to everyone who's joining, who's supporting. And as always, get loud in the comments for your favorite drivers out here. They're going to be having a time out here at the Rock, and we are getting ready to kick it over to the racing action. So with that being said, let me stop my jabbering, kick it over to my broadcast partners who knew a lot more about racing than me. John, Baker, let's talk the Rock.
Yeah, out here at the Rock, located in Rockingham, North Carolina, also known as Thunder Alley. This is an old track that went away from the NASCAR circuit for a little bit and then made its way back into it. Still has a lot of bumps, a lot of character. It's actually the first NASCAR race I've ever went to in my entire life, so a little special place for me. I saw Casey Kane and Matt Kenseth go door to door here for the finish some 20 years ago, I believe it was. I think it's the last race I went to out here, but closed down for a little bit, reopened, and they're back out racing. I believe they're heading out to Rockingham next year as well on the real NASCAR circuit, but it's going to be a fun race. It's going to be a challenging race. This track is a tire grader. You can definitely shred the tires, especially with some track temps getting up there in the 90s, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes tonight. There's a lot of bumps on this track, obviously, as you mentioned, the character. And it's going to be hard for these drivers to control their cars over these bumps. I mean, some of these guys have been slipping and sliding and hitting the wall all through practice already. But it's going to be a challenge. But, there's going to be some guys that stand out a little bit. But it's going to be a battle all through the field. I think there's a lot of competitive drivers and a lot of good competition that we're going to be able to see tonight. It's going to be a good race.
So I know that you actually ran some practice laps out here earlier, Baker. Tell us how that was.
It is rough. Like you said, cheese grater. It might be a real cheese grater out there, honestly. Even coming out of the pits, there's a few bumps that can even disrupt a car and make it, step out just trying to get onto the track. But yeah, through both of the turns, both ends, it is very rough. And then, you got to get on your brakes really hard. And there's a lot of speed on the inside and the outside. So I think can be good opportunities for passing, again, if people, control their cars over the bumps.
I love the comment about how it's like the track has character. I feel like that's one of those things like when you're trying to buy a house and they're like, it has character. It has, panache or whatever words they try to use in realtor talk. It just means old.
Yeah, I mean, it's got your typical bumps, creaks, and especially coming out of pit roads or watching Thomas McLaughlin here. I'm gonna get it right tonight. And that 38 machine coming out, there is a few bumps coming around this corner here. Got to be easy on the throttle coming out so you don't spin it. As the 38 machine, Thomas McLaughlin gets out here to make his first qualifying lap.
I'm going to be very interested to see how the qualifying laps start. We saw a lot of variation in the practice times out here, like you guys were talking about. It's going to be a lot of work to kind of negotiate this track and make sure, all four tires stay on the track, because this thing is just going to be trying to sling you into that inside wall as soon as you go into entry. But it's going to be a good time here. They're getting out there, getting their qualifying started. Already got some comments in here. Got Brian Gibbons. The Marchese Mafia is back, and we're
Let's
double
go.
dipping as the Baker Brigade. They got their teammate out there, Zachary Baker. Looking forward to seeing a big season out of the Trash Panda Motorsports over there, made up of Zachary Baker, Mr. Frank Marchese, and Mr. Greg McConey as well. And then got Country Chick in the comments also saying, let's go Millette number 94 with the checkered flag, which I know he's going to be hoping to bring home tonight as well.
Yeah, and speaking of Baker, see Zach Baker right here getting that second place spot. He's going to bring it down. Happy with that. Brandon Trush out there on the pole right now. Looks like he's going to maybe run another lap or practice some pit strategy and how to enter here. He's got that brand new Knapp Daddy Racing paint scheme on that car. Just finished it up for him and his team, the Raptor team. They got out there with him and Jamie Horn running similar schemes. I don't think Jamie Horn has made his way out to the track yet. Neither has Tyler Millette. Got Kirby Wayne Scott out here, moving up to the 6th place spot, trying to capitalize, get a little bit faster of a lap here as he makes his way around for the second time.
It's so crazy watching these cars, especially when you're trying to get that hot lap. So you're sending it down into entry, and then there's where Rockingham tries to get you right there.
Yeah, and I don't know how these guys are going to play it tonight. I mean, you can definitely take the high side here. I've heard that the low side might save a little bit more tire. But it's going to be kind of interesting. Last time iRaced here was before the update, before they changed the tire model over. And I remember 3 and 4 running high the entire time, for at least the most part. Maybe entering mid, staying up high on the exit. But there might be some different strategies with this different tire model here. We'll check in with Jamie Horn to see what he's going to do in this qualifying lap.
I'm excited to see what he does with this lap. In practice, he was doing a lot of running the middle, bottom to middle in 3 and 4, and then making sure he got to the bottom on exit. So we'll see what he does here.
Jamie Horn was putting down some of the best laps we had in practice. Greg McConey also out there getting a qualifying lap in. He was putting down some hot laps in practice as well. Looks like he's going to get the 6th place on his first lap there. Going to try and improve on that here just a little bit on his second lap. Comes in a little hotter.
Yeah, Jamie Horn moving up to that 2nd place spot. We'll check in with Greg McConey in that 16 machine with Trash Panda Motorsports. And he's going to move up to 3rd place. Jamie Horn taking the 1st place spot away from him.
What a lap.
Wow.
So far, Jamie Horn's been about the only one that's, really backing up that practice speed. Everyone else seems to be losing a little bit of speed from practice to qualifying. But he's right there on his number.
We had a couple of guys put down sub 24-second practice times. Jamie Horn, Kevin Tankos, Greg McConey, Frank Marchese, all able to get under 24 for their fastest practice lap. Currently, so far in qualifying, the only person we have sub 24 is Jamie Horn. Kevin Tankos at number 4 machine almost got there with the 24.039.
Yeah, Kevin's going to be fast. I raced with Kevin in another league, and good to see him coming over to the Knapp Daddy Racing League for our Monday night series. But Kevin's fast. Kevin works a lot at it, puts in the practice time, and it shows. He actually just won the Madness Racing League Xfinity Car Championship. I believe it was last Saturday night or the Saturday before last, picking up the championship there at Homestead. So got a champion in here with us, Jamie Horn, also winning a few championships with Doghouse Racing League. I know guys that can definitely make a run for it. You're looking out for guys like Greg McConey, Brandon Lopez, super fast. Christian Morris has got the skill. Brandon Trush got the skill to back it up. Frank Marchese, if his internet works with him, always a fan favorite. The Italian stallion.
The Marchese Mafia needs to invest in a modem for him, I believe.
Some would say it would make a difference.
Some would say. Some have implied.
I like that 196 Barry Nelson out here. I like that scheme a lot.
Yeah, that is really sweet. That old school mellow yellow looks really, really cool. Got a lot of good, again, we talk about it a lot. Maybe ad nauseum just a little bit, but Knapp Daddy Racing started as paint schemes and designs, and so we are suckers for a good paint scheme out there.
Yeah, we got
But
Daniel.
these guys have their...
Well, I'm sorry, Daniel Wilkerson here. I got an update from him that he is going to be racing tonight, but may have to pull it over, recovering from surgery. So he's being a trooper, just being out here racing with his team. But if he does pull over, he is out here trying to get some points in for this season. These guys are racing for a cash prize at the end, and tonight specifically, they are racing for a flag with their car and number on it for the winner.
That is awesome. I was always so jealous. For those that know, the only actual racers here in the broadcast booth is John and Baker. I have never raced competitively in this. I'm just a fan. I just enjoy watching. I enjoy jabbering about it. But the real racers are over on I guess it would be my left and my right if we were in an actual broadcast booth. In this case, it would be in South Carolina and Kentucky. But beyond that point, I was always super jealous of the different trophies and flags and stuff that y'all would get. And so I'm excited that we can give these guys something to race for out here tonight.
Yeah, not only that, been talking to other league admin Greg McConey, and he might actually be working on some trophies. Don't have the 100% on that yet, but might be giving some different types of trophies to give out too at the end of the season.
That'd be awesome, man. I'm just super excited. This has been a long time coming, and I know you put in a ton of work, John. We were able to get Baker back up here in the broadcast booth, so that's super exciting. But we've been putting in a ton of work behind the scenes, not just between us, but Jamie Horn's helped us out a ton. Greg McConey. We've got people who've helped us with the Discord. We've got people who've helped us with the different race settings, the rule books, everything, every little thing that goes in and out to this. Even to Christian Morris out there in the number 70. We had our first preseason race last week, and he grabbed me while we were at work. It was like, hey, I want to sponsor the preseason race. Don't know how things are going to go. Don't know how many people are going to show up. And he's like, I want to jump in and help you guys out. So it's been really cool to see everybody kind of pull together and help this thing come off. And got 16 drivers out there on the track for our first race here at the Rock. And it's just exciting, man.
But while it is exciting, we're actually going to take a break from all this excitement for about 15 seconds for, we'll call it station identification, and we'll be right back.
Pitting here.
And we are back. Had to do some audio adjustments in the background there. Would like people to hear more of the cars than me. It's always the goal.
100%. And we will be, as the race goes on, we are able to hear the driver chat kind of go on in the background. Try to keep that off of the airwaves just in case, people want to say some of those PG-13 words. Don't want to infringe on their right to get angry at racing, as we all do. But we also, don't want to scare grandma in case she's watching. But speaking of family that's out there, got Kathy Trush in the comments, Team Trush number 23. Good luck, Brandon, and go Raptor team. And then Brian Gibbons giving us an update on Frank Marchese. Was a PC crashing issue. Word on the street is, though, that he is back up.
Frank Marchese is back. That's what we were here for.
We are getting ready to end this initial warm-up session, and we are going to start gridding these guys up to go racing. Before we get onto the grid and kind of check out where everyone qualified, Baker, you got any final thoughts before we get going with this thing? Any sort of things that you think we should watch out for?
Honestly, it's just going to see who can keep their cars on track, and keep going straight and not let the bumps bite, really. It's going to be a good race. It's going to be a fun race. And so, keep the competition between these guys. It's going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely. Starting to get gridded up here. Track temp tonight is going to be 93 degrees Fahrenheit, and probably expecting that to rise just a little bit. Ambient temps set at 69 degrees, about 45% humidity, partly cloudy, so the shade might come into play. I'm not sure if it will, but while we're doing that, Hunter, hit us with a grid.
For our inaugural race for points, I should say, here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League, we are starting off with Mr. Jamie Horn getting the pole position here tonight. Kevin Tanko is going to be starting in second in the number 4 car. Greg McConey starting in third and 16 in that 16 car. Brandon Trush starting in 4th. Zach Baker starting in 5th. Tom Millett starting 6th. Brandon Lopez in 7th. Frank Marchese going to be in 8th to start this thing off. Steve Bonomo in 9th. Kirby Wayne Scott is going to round out our top 10 to get this thing going. Christian Morris is going to be starting in 11th place. Thomas McLaughlin going to be starting 12th. Barry Nelson starting 13th. Those are all of the guys we had qualify. So after that, it will be Daniel Wilkerson, Gary Armijo, and Dagan Barnes going to be starting in the 16th position for us here tonight. 16 cars out on the track. Going to be very, very interesting to see how this initial green flag goes. See if these guys keep the tires under them. We are getting ready to get this thing underway. We will be doing 140 laps of action here tonight. And we have to start it with lap 1 as the green flag goes into the air, and off we go. Oh, 2 cars in the wall immediately.
I believe I saw Kevin Tanko's flush up there. Maybe Kirby Wayne Scott. He kind of gets a little bump there. Coming around the corner. Greg McConey taking full advantage.
I think we had some tires spinning there right at the very beginning.
Tire spin there as that's Greg McConey jumping down to the bottom side of the track, going down below the apron. Jamie Horn taking back over the lead.
These guys are sliding all over the place. I think we had some tire spin there on that initial start.
These bumps on the track, too, are probably getting these guys.
Oh, got some trouble back at the back of the pack as well. So Brandon Trush got caught up there a little bit. We had some cars going into the wall right there.
That's Zach Baker, that Trash Panda guy, making a run on the inside of Jamie Horn. Sorry to cut you off, Baker. Just got a lead change right here.
Looks like Brandon Trush is bringing it into the pits as well.
And we're going to have to take a look at that. I know it was kind of back near the back of the pack. There was some tire spinning going on there as well. I think he might have gotten caught up in it just a little bit.
Thankfully, all through all of that, we were able to keep it green, and no one got too much damage, but unfortunately, it might have been Brandon Trush that got the worst end of all of that, unfortunately.
I think he did. Should hopefully be a quick repair. I didn't see anything too serious in terms of contact, but that Darlington, or not Darlington, excuse me. I'm still brain stuck from Darlington last week. Realistically, the Rock has a lot of kind of those same qualities where between the bumps and trying to carry as much momentum into the turns as you can. If you do try to risk it and run on that high side, you can get a rock stripe. I got to come up with a better name for that.
Yeah, rock stripe does not sound good. Sounds like something you might want to get checked out by your physician whenever possible.
Yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Looks like Zach Baker falling off a little bit to the inside here. Jamie Horn going to take back over the lead. Frank the Tank pushing through. We just saw him make a little crossover on Tyler Millette. Now getting past Zachary Baker. He's in second place.
Looks like Kevin Tanko's a little bit stuck there on the inside. He has that Taco Bell car of Brandon Lopez go around him right there, and then the number 9 of Steven Bonomo is trying to get around him as well.
These guys know they have a long race ahead of them. They got to keep their cars together as we have another spin.
Brandon Trush down to the wall. He may still be dealing with some damage. I don't think there is a caution out yet. There is race control for this caution, or for this race. And the drivers will be calling cautions themselves if they see it on track. They all know that a single car spin is not a caution, so props to him for not calling it. That is pretty respectable, because a lot of other leagues would have been screaming for a flag, but they call it iRacing, not I-pacing. We do not like pacing.
Actually pretty impressed by these guys. I know we had a little trouble there on lap 1, but to kind of get everything simmered down on a track like the Rock, where everything's going kind of quickly around this thing, you got people flying every which direction. This battle here right in the middle, where you got Tyler Millette, you got Kevin Tankos getting back around Brandon Lopez. These guys are racing right now.
Yeah, and Zachary Baker, who was once leading this race, falling back now to 4th place. Tyler Millette looking to get around him as he can here. You have to excuse me. I keep my phone on my table to see the chat. It's just vibrating really loud right beside the mic.
So we have the number 14 of Dagan Barnes bringing it in as well. He's going to join Brandon Trush down there on pit road.
Jamie Horn kind of pulling away here. Got 6/10 over your second place position in Frank Marchese.
And these guys are going to be battling out, like I said, for 140 laps. We will be doing a stage break at lap 50. That will be for some bonus points, and we will be throwing a caution flag for that. So lap 50, as soon as the leader crosses the line, we have to wait for the 10th place driver to get across the stripe as well, because they will be receiving bonus points for playoffs via that stage break and that stage win. These guys are probably going to have somewhere around 63 laps of fuel if we end up staying green. And they got 3 sets of tires that they can change on pit road.
So unless there's a yellow, we're probably not going to see pit stops, aside from people with damage, in this first stage. But they're going after it really hard right now. Obviously, we saw Kevin Tankos just make that pass. He's looking for another position right now, too.
Kevin's really fast. We've seen him work in some other leagues and fell back a little bit with that kind of tire slip there on the initial green flag start, but just saw him get around the 94 machine of Tyler Millette, and he's trying to run down the number 12 of Zachary Baker right now. Tyler Millette doing a really good job there, though, hugging that yellow line, almost able to get back up to the bumper.
He's doing a great job of entering the turn a little high and then exiting really low. That sort of diamond in turns can work really well and also help your car to get out of the wake of the car in front of you, because these cars do not drive well when they are right behind someone else. So Zachary Baker is doing a great job of keeping him behind him with, you know, sort of this air blocking. But, you know, as he tries to work his way around him, he's doing a good job of trying to find the open lane and the cleaner air to pass him.
100%. I think you're going to see that especially at Rockingham, especially with the new updates that iRacing has implemented. It's so easy to kind of use that aero block and get people aero loose. These cars don't like being in dirty air, so you're going to see them fighting for every spot they can. Going back in the pack a little bit, saw Christian Morris kind of using that same strategy. He was trying to hold off a charging Daniel Wilkerson. Daniel Wilkerson almost able to get all the way up to his bumper there, though. They're going to be battling for their top 10 spot right here.
Yeah, and Thomas McLaughlin is trying to close in on them, but he's a little ways back as Daniel's diving onto the inside right
Yeah,
now.
he was able to get that nose down there like you were just talking about, Baker. Got to get that nose down early and clean. And once you get down there, you can actually get some clean air under that thing. And now it's looking like Daniel's going to be able to make the pass there. And like you said, got Thomas McLaughlin starting to catch
Thomas
back up
got
there.
Christian Morris got the wall a little bit right there. Thomas is going to try and send it down in there.
Wow.
What a slide job to get right in front of him. Oh,
That was close.
That was, I think he, if Christian Morris's car had a mustache. They're 3 wide. Oh my goodness gracious. Thomas McLaughlin blinking a little bit there.
Oh, and there goes Christian Morris spinning around.
Oh, few cars spinning.
Yep, that's going to bring out our first caution. Thought we might be able to get away with not having to throw one there. Had some guys spinning out in the middle of the road there. Didn't want to turn a 2-car incident into 7.
And that is our first race control caution of the season. Shout out to race control.
It's me. I'm race control.
We're all race control.
We are all race control. We're going to see the first yellow flag out here. Comes on lap 21 of 140 here at Rockingham Speedway.
Going to be interesting to see what these drivers do on strategy right now. Like we might have a few, maybe some takers.
I'm a little curious myself to see what ends up happening here.
Because you might want to save those tires for that last stage. Being so long, you have to have at least one pit stop. So that's 2 sets of tires that you know are already planned in front of your race. So you want to save that 3rd set. Maybe for a late race yellow, unless someone wants to come in right here.
We saw during that caution, we just saw Christian Morris and Daniel Wilkerson been kind of battling back and forth, and then looked like Thomas McLaughlin blinked out a little bit, and all of a sudden they were 3 wide, and just kind of made a big old mess.
Big shout out to Danny, the drone cam, actually putting some work in. Got him off the couch so he can get us some good shots of the pit road cycles, and also coming around the track. He's going to be working around turn 3 and 4 for us as well. Try to get you some good shots of this race. He's a lazy guy. I had to beg him, but he finally came out to do it for us.
That is going to, with that caution, that is going to leave us with 12 cars, I believe, on the lead lap. 12th place is going to be the 196 machine of Barry Nelson. Going to have the number 8 machine of Gary Armijo restarting in 13th, 1 lap down. Christian Morris is going to be in 14th. He's a lap down. He's still trying to get some repairs on that machine. Brandon Trush back out there on the track. Good to see him. He's going to be 10 laps down. And then it looks like Dagan Barnes is going to be in 16th place, and he is going to be 11 laps down. But we are getting ready to get this thing restarted here. I believe we only had the cars involved.
Yeah, as much trash I talk about Danny, the drone cam, we also got to give some love to Rocky, who's out there putting in the work with these cams on the pavement of the track and on the back wall for us today, too. Thank you, Rocky.
Thank you, Rocky. We are getting back underway here.
And we have another one, another spin.
We have another one. Just a little slippy slidey on that restart there. think it was the 24 of Frank Marchese that I'd seen go around originally, and then it just causes a pile up right there in the middle.
And I'm showing Dagan Barnes getting a meatball flag here. You can see we'll have to go to the pits and get that car repaired. You can see that front left just not even rotating at all.
Oh, no. I'd actually really like to see a replay on this one. I know I saw, looked like Marchese started getting around just a little bit, and then I couldn't quite see who all was involved there.
Looks like Tyler Millette, and then Dagan Barnes drove, unfortunately, right into Millette. He was right in his way. This is going to take a little bit of time to clean up, and it's just a bit messy out there right now, too. These restarts are going to be tough for these guys all race.
Yeah, just a slow start for Frank Marchese. Nowhere for him to go. Thomas McLaughlin blinking out and kind of getting a hit. That's Dagan Barnes trying to ride the top side and just gets right to the side of Tyler Millette. I don't think Tyler Millette was too happy with the pace or the pit road speed there from Dagan Barnes. But I think Dagan Barnes has enough damage for that left front's not moving too much. So that is going to kind of reshuffle our front order here. Kevin Tankos with a little bit of damage to that front right. Going to be here on the inside. Jamie Horn, your first place driver, he's going to elect to take the outside lane here. So I believe the pace car lights will go off this time around.
Going to be very interesting to see kind of how these restarts kind of progress, because I know it's going from so slow and you're already hitting a track that has all these bumps and is already so loose. Trying to get the tires back under it is such a problem. And do you think that's going to be something that's kind of going to be, I don't want to say plague, but I feel like plague is kind of the right word for these drivers here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, cautions breed cautions for one, but also this kind of helps some of these front-running guys trying to save some tires. It's going to help the tires cool down a little bit as they go on these pace laps. You might be able to extend your fuel mileage a little bit, but I think tonight's going to be more about the tires will run out before your fuel run out here at this track. So,
100%.
But we'll see people like, I know Kevin Tankos is a guy that can try to stretch that to the end. Greg McConey, Jamie Horn is also the same way. Brandon Lopez also very good at tire saving. So going to be an interesting little bit here, especially as we come to the stage break, going to be occurring at lap 50 as the pace car is off.
Getting back restarted here. Jamie Horn going to retake the race lead here, followed by Kevin Tankos. Greg McConey right behind him. He's got his teammate Zachary Baker there. Brandon Lopez right behind them. We've got a stack in the middle of the track. We've got Daniel Wilkerson up in the wall trying to fight for position. Tyler Millette going to go around. Stephen Bonomo going to go around.
That was a much cleaner start. These drivers learned that this track is going to be hard on restarts, and so they cleaned it up a lot on this one. It wasn't that aggressive. Obviously, later in this race, if there's a late restart, it's going to be much more aggressive than these right now. But these drivers know that they have to make it all the way to the end of this race.
It's like Zachary Baker and Brandon Lopez out here fighting it out for that
Got a
fourth
car
place
around
spot.
in the back of the pack. Christian Morris down on the inside wall.
I believe that is a single car spin, if I'm not mistaken.
Only see one car around at this point. He's able to putt it down pit road.
Looks like he just got loose off of turn 2. Thankfully, was able to keep it down on the bottom of the track. His car got crunched up pretty bad right there.
It was a pretty hard impact.
We're able to stay green though, thankfully.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it as green as much as possible. Things are gonna happen out here, especially at a track like Rockingham, but when at all possible, we are gonna try to keep the race green as much as possible. keep these guys on the track, keep them moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, you got Brandon Lopez up there. He started in 7th place. He's up to 4th place right now, moved up a couple spots. Same for Steven Bonomo, started 9th, and he's currently up to 6th place. Kirby Wainscott also moved himself up 3 spots. Barry Nelson doing a good job tonight, up 4 spots from where he started in 13th. Currently, I believe biggest mover, though, is going to go to Mr. Gary Armijo. Started in 15th and is up to 10th place now.
Yeah, Gary involved in that wreck just a little bit earlier, but able to bring it back here. He's in 10th place, up 5 spots, trying to chase down Barry Nelson, who's in front of him. Barry's up 4 spots for the night in that 196 machine.
Jamie Horn took off to a lead on this one. This is the biggest lead he's had all night long. Almost 1.2 seconds over Kevin Tankos right now. Looks like Greg McConey stepped on the gas a little bit. He's trying to chase down Kevin right now.
We're seeing a good battle there for 2nd place. Kevin's running a line that's going to make it hard for Greg to pass him because he's running that same thing that he was doing earlier with a little bit of an outside high line entry and then diving down to the bottom on exit, which makes it really hard and gives Greg in a lot of dirty air.
Absolutely. When you do that diamond shape, not only are you taking up the entire track, especially from mid to exit, but you're also moving that air across the nose of the car behind you and get them really aero tight. So they come out of the corner, might have them pop the wall a few times.
Greg has a good run right now, though.
Yeah, that's a run and a half right there.
Not be enough to get him right. No, he got inside, but not enough to stay door to door on exit.
Yeah, John, I believe you have personal experience with how much fun it is to try to get around Kevin Tankos.
Man, if I could say anything about Kevin Tankos, this guy is Defensive Player of the Year. He knows how to block, knows how the wind moves behind his car, and he knows how to use it too. Might not be the best thing to try to block here if he tries to go down and shoots a block. Maybe want to save some tire for the end of this race, but he's doing a good job holding him off right now in a very clean way. He's not going to race you dirty and block you in a dirty way, but yeah, if you check out our TikTok
Got
video.
some cars in the wall. Looks like they're able to get it back under control, but Kirby Wainscott and Steven Bonomo got together right there.
Tried to catch that, got the tail end of it. I was saying that Kevin Tankos, go back and watch our TikTok video. I have a video of him blocking me for 10 plus laps at Iowa a few weeks ago.
Currently got 11 cars out on the track that are on the lead lap. That's going to 11th place is going to be Mr. Daniel Wilkerson. Frank Marchese is going to be in your lucky dog spot. He's only 1 lap down in 12th right now. Thomas McLaughlin going to be 2 laps down, currently running 13th. Brendan Trush 10 laps down after getting involved in the early caution, but he's in 14th trying to work his way back forward. And then we have Christian Morris, who has unfortunately had to call it a night due to the damage on that car. He's going to be in 15th. We do still have Dagan Barnes in the session here with us, but he is on pit road in 16th place.
Like Kirby Wainscott might have gotten the wall a little bit, or did he just get loose? I think he just got loose there on exit. I think he made a pit stop. I don't know if he put new tires on it or not under that last yellow. If he did, that's going to hurt later in the race.
Kirby and Steven Bonomo a few minutes ago got together a little bit. I wouldn't have thought there would have been much damage off of that, but that was close. Barry Nelson there trying to get back up onto the track. Looks like he had gotten loose in front of Kirby there. Was trying to get it back up on the track. Almost caught him, but able to get it back under control.
Yeah, let's check into the cockpit camera there with Barry Nelson. Oh, and perfect timing. Wow.
All the way around.
He's
going to get it down below the yellow line.
Maybe I won't hop into the cockpit cam with him. That seems to bring some bad juju there.
Yeah, that would be a little bit of announcer's luck right there.
Yeah, while we're doing that, Greg McConey getting around Kevin Tankos.
Yeah, I can know that I know how talented both of those guys are, and I know how nice of a guy Kevin Tankos is, so I know he's probably just up there minding his own business. And I know Greg, both those guys really talented drivers, and Greg is currently having to wipe the sweat off his brow after the work he just had to put in to get around Tankos there. Got a good battle going on back here in the 5th and 6th spots. Got Zachary Baker at the front of that line. Got Steve Bonomo and Tyler Millette right behind him. Gary Armijo in the mix there as well. Brandon Trush is there. He's a couple laps down, but he's trying to fight his way back up now that he's got all that damage repaired.
Remember, each position is a point. So these guys know that in a few laps, there's going to be a point paid for them. So every position matters right now.
100%. So how the point structure works for our stage breaks in the Knapp Daddy Racing League. Oh, there's a car around. Looks like Thomas McLaughlin was trying to get down pit road. He's going to end up having to tow there. We have a caution flag thrown. Single car spin there. McLaughlin was trying to get down pit road. Unfortunately, got it a little bit loose there.
And you can't leave a car sitting on the outside in the middle of the track, unfortunately. Thankfully, he towed quickly and got off the track. But still, that's a really dangerous, scary situation right there.
Making the race control call here. Normally, the way the rule structure goes, that pit road will close 2 laps before the end of the stage break to prevent any kind of weird strategies to try to gain some kind of advantage. But the decision made to keep pit road open since this caution flag came out right at the stage break.
Explain that one to me a little bit. I know we were going to do our stage break on lap 50, but with the caution coming out here, it is lap 49. You're just going to let them pace until 51 and leave pit road open, essentially.
Yeah, so we're going to keep the pits open. Normally they would close, especially if we're under green flag. They would close at lap 49, so right now they should be closed, but we're going to keep pit road open this entire pace, really, and then let them kind of battle it out. I think for 1 lap here once they come around, and whoever takes the stripe to make it lap 51, that will be your stage winner.
Oh, 1 lap shootout.
With all of this, it looked like Kevin Tankos made a pit stop. So he gave up his position, but he then should cycle to the lead most likely after this shootout. Which is an interesting strategy play.
No, there's going to be no caution at 51.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying
They're taking
now.
lap 51 right now.
These guys who haven't pitted yet are not going to have a caution flag to pit on then.
I guess that was kind of confusing there.
But either way, that will close the stage out. Oh, they're stacking up really bad in the back of the pack right now.
Trying to catch up to him. trying to listen to some input from the drivers and everything, there was some confusion about when the caution would come out, so some people did not pit. So we are going to throw the caution there to make it fair and equal for everybody. Because I know some people were a little confused.
I'm not sure if anyone else pitted under that last yellow or not, aside from Tankos.
It would have just been Tankos, yeah. So this is going to be the one that sees all of our drivers come down here. Looks like
Tankos is still bringing it in again. I think he might have touched the wall a little bit during that little stack up back there.
I believe he did. That was Tankos and Kirby Wainscott there. Didn't look like too much damage on either one of those cars, so they should be able to get out there and make it happen and get back there out on the track. Got Leo in the comments over here saying, man, 23, what's going on? Got involved in some early cautions, but back out there on the track, been doing very well ever since. Did want to take a second to acknowledge as well, 18 people in the stream right now. So again, thank you to each and every person that joins in, whether you're coming to cheer for your driver, cheer for your friend, cheer for your relative, or if you just found us randomly on YouTube, then thanks to the algorithm, I suppose. But either way, thank you to each and every one of you who joined here with us tonight. I know we appreciate it up here in the booth, and so do these drivers who are out here racing so hard at Rockingham Speedway on this Monday night. You could be watching Monday Night Football, and instead you're here with us. It means a lot.
And I know one of the guys that did want to watch some Monday Night Football was Mr. Steven Bonomo in that 9 car. He's a Bucks fan, told me he might not make it tonight because the Bucks are playing. I totally understand. I get it. I need Bucky Irving to just get me some points. I'm not sure how it's going right now for him, but
hey, I'm doing good right now. I'm sitting pretty. I had Malik Neighbors starting.
that's a pick, man. I wish had him
That was a
day.
good play.
And what about the Russell Wilson performance? Here I was all excited to watch Chiefs Eagles. That game was kind of a letdown, and all of a sudden I'm riveted to my TV watching Cowboys Giants. What happened there?
A 64-yard kick is what happened there. That was crazy.
A 64-yard kick, a Hail Mary to end the fourth quarter. A Russell Wilson performance that looked like he was in year 3 with the Seahawks.
Well, looking like they're in their prime now. Jamie Horn getting another good jump here on this restart.
Yeah, Jamie Horn is just establishing himself very quickly as the king of restarts. I see everybody get back going here. This is lap 56 of 140 here at Rockingham
Zach
Speedway.
Baker.
Zach
A
Baker.
little loose there over the bumps on exit.
He's going to be able to get it back up on the track with no damage. Well done to him.
About to go 3 wide right here. Tankos gets ahead just a little bit of Lopez. McConey's going to fall in line. This is going to be Tankos, Lopez, McConey, Millette, Bonomo.
What a battle up there, man. Wow. And look toward the middle of the pack there as well. Said that he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to maintain for the whole race, but here he is moving forward up 7 spots. Daniel Wilkerson trying to catch down the bumper of Steven Bonomo here on this restart.
Yeah, if we know one thing about Daniel Wilkerson, he's full of it. I'm just joking around. Daniel Wilkerson, the admin of the Doghouse Racing League, brought over a lot of good guys, a lot of good driver to the Knapp Daddy Racing League here. If you want to check out more of us broadcasting, which wouldn't blame me if you didn't, but we have a great show over on Thursday nights on Doghouse Racing TV where we broadcast for that league.
Come say hi. We would appreciate it. So would the drivers.
Yeah, little plug for the Doghouse Racing League, one of the best leagues out there. I would dare say it is the best league out there that you can join. But now I think I got to start being biased and say this is the best league out there. You should join this league.
Join them both. Why not?
Yeah, the fun
You
part
don't need
is
your Monday nights or your Thursday nights.
you can join both of them and race Monday nights, Tuesday nights, and Thursday nights, and it's a good time.
And you get to be on, I was going to say get to be on TV, but be on YouTube. It's like almost the same.
Close enough.
But speaking of someone who else is
It's a
looking to be the
broadcast.
best, and I think some people in the chat might be happy to see, Frank Marchese back on the lead lap. Currently running in 9th place. He's battling right there with that. Oops, sorry, mic cut out there for a second. He's battling with the car Gary Armijo right there.
Kirby Wainscott looking on the outside, trying to make a pass. I don't think he's going to have it.
Looking to the inside now and here in one.
Oh.
Oh,
that
we
was
almost
close.
got into him. Oh, man.
All of our reactions are the same.
I like how you can tell when we're all watching the same battle because it's just you hear 3 people go, oh no. It's like the reverse of the Kool-Aid man. But someone who is saying, oh yeah, right now, Jamie Horn, already back out to over a 2nd lead on Kevin Tankos. And we've got a replay of our last big green flag run here. Jamie Horn leading this thing by about a second. Kevin Tankos running 2nd in that number 4 Wendy's machine, and Greg McConey in that number 16 Trash Panda trying to run him down.
Yeah, Greg McConey is fast. He's been pulling in some time on Kevin Tankos. I know he's getting a little bit faster exit. Tankos beating him just a little bit. Or, I'm sorry, faster entry. Tankos beating him on the exits, which might be kind of coming into play here. It also might be the difference in lines that they're running.
Got a battle that's getting ready to get started there in 4th and 5th place as well. Got Brandon Lopez. They're currently running in 4th. Got Tyler Millette in that number 94 machine trying to catch up, though. Got Thomas McLaughlin down on pit road. So he's trying to just get it brought back out right now. He's currently going to be sitting 20 laps down, running in the 13th position. Zachary Baker falling off the pace here just a little bit, so I'm getting a little bit loose right after that restart. He's going to be back in 11th. He's still on the lead lap, but he's about 7.5 seconds behind our race leader, Jamie Horn, right now.
Looking at the deltas here between Greg McConey, Brandon Lopez, Tyler Millette through each corner. Looks like McConey's still pulling away from Lopez and Millette. Lopez just a
And
bit
McConey-
faster than Millette.
Coney looks a little bit faster than each of our leaders right now. He's fastest of the bunch, but he's got to find his way around Tankos first, which, as you've already said, is going to be difficult. Oh, there he gets to the inside, though.
Good run by McConey there, using up all the track that he can. Tanko's going to have a good run on that top side coming out of that corner there.
They're racing each other very clean, which that's what we like to see.
We love
Good,
to see
hard, clean racing. Little squeeze right there on the exit, but it's still clean.
it. It's clean. It was a good old squeeze by
clean.
Greg McConey. That was a great move. And that's kind of the
That was-
whole method that I like to subscribe to. I like that kind of racing. You're not racing dirty, but you're putting pressure on another driver to make a move and having to work a little bit. So you're not going to wreck anybody, not going to hit anybody, but you're going to put pressure on people, and that's exactly what Greg McConey just did there.
Hmm.
That's just good, strong racing. Got New Age Bandit in the comments saying, I swear this looks so fun. I was so hyped for this. So upset I'm out so early. Not sure which of our drivers New Age Bandit is. It's a cool username, though. But no, we do have a couple drivers who unfortunately weren't able to make it to the end. We've got Barry Nelson in that 196 car. Going to be off the track. Got the number 70 of Christian Morris and the number 14 of Dagan Barnes. Currently going to be out of the race. Still got a lot of racing left to do, though. Long season left ahead of us. Still got playoffs and everything still to come as well. Plenty of time to make it back up. Oh, there's my update. Number 14, Mr. Dagan Barnes.
Yeah, plenty of time. And also with the Knapp Daddy Racing League, we are doing 2 drop races for each driver. So the lowest race for each one will be dropped at the end of the season. So somebody is sliding tires. I believe that's Brandon Lopez sliding through there. You can hear those things barking as they come through. But yeah, able to drop 2 races. So 2 little passes, mulligans that you get here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League as well. Kind of keep things fun, interesting. The top 12 in points will advance to a 3-race playoff, and then the top 6 from that will race it out in the final championship race.
Yeah, just try to keep things fun and competitive, you know. You've raced with most of these guys. I've broadcasted for most of these guys. I know how competitive everybody out here is. And so, I'd feel horrible if, because Barry, Christian, and Dagan weren't able to get out here and finish the race tonight. They're like, oh, season's over. No, we want you to be able to come back next week and get the tires back out on the track and go try to win you one next week. Just heard Brandon Trush come over the radio, said he's going to try to go up the track a little bit, let Zachary Baker get around him there. Good sportsmanship out of Brandon Trush. Has a good car tonight. Just unfortunately got caught up in some early cautions that have kind of put a damper on his night. Still 10 laps down back there in the 12th position. Zachary Baker trying to build his way back up. He was up there running in the top 5. Got a little bit loose right after that last restart. He's back in 10th right now, but he is trying to fight his way back up. Coming up on the bumper of Daniel Wilkerson here.
We got a good battle for 6th right now between Bonomo and Marchese. Frank and Mr. Italian Stallion is looking to the inside and trying to take Kirby Wainscott right with him.
Yeah, Kirby going to try to ride off that momentum.
Yeah, hopefully Bonomo's not getting too distracted by whatever's happening with the Bucks right now.
Yeah, he might be glancing over at the screen to see what old Baker Mayfield is doing out there, but
probably something cool.
I'm a Baker Mayfield truther and believer. I have always been a believer in Baker Mayfield.
You will never hear. We here at Knapp Daddy Racing would officially like to endorse Baker Mayfield.
He is
We're
a
fans.
Carolina Panthers legend.
And I share a name with him, so obviously I'm a fan.
Yeah, 3 Bakers out here tonight with Zachary Baker. Really good short run speed early on this race. Got a little bit loose. Still trying to fight his way up. He is on the lead lap, though, so, I mean, a caution changes everything for him or a good pit stop.
We come into lap 80 here. Only going to be 60 laps left to go in this race here at Rockingham. Greg McConey still trying to run down Jamie Horn. He's about 1.8 seconds behind him right now. Do have a little bit of lap traffic up there. Greg and Jamie have just gotten around the number 38 machine of Thomas McLaughlin. Thomas currently sitting in 13th place. He is about 21 laps down at this point. Kevin Tanko's still got to be able to get around him here as well.
Yeah, riding along here with Jamie Horn just to kind of see what kind of line he's running, how he's handling that car. And it don't look like he's letting up at all, but if you have Greg McConey behind you, I don't think I would either.
Yeah, 100%. And Greg's kind of proven consistently how well he can run that car long term on the long green flag runs, which we support here and we want to see even more of. So you have 2 guys up at the front right now that are just kind of the kings of consistency, especially at tracks like Rockingham, where it is so much getting into that rhythm, hitting your marks each and every time so you don't tear those tires up too much. I think it's really no surprise to me that our top 5 is with Jamie, Craig, Kevin, Brandon, and Tyler, guys that we all know. Very good at running consistently.
Interesting thing's going to come during a pit stop. I wonder if they're going to split this last stage or try to run till they're out of gas. I'm guessing you want fresher tires. I would say you want fresher tires at least. But you don't want to stop too soon because that's going to hurt you on the back end of the run. Obviously, some of these guys are almost a full second off pace, but at least a half second to a full second. So when that pit cycle starts, you kind of want to be on the front end of it so that you can maximize your fresh tires.
Yeah, so we do have 140 laps of racing here tonight. Most of these guys came down pit road, would have been on about lap 52 or so. So by our estimation, most of these guys are going to be needing to pit around lap 110. Does that sound about right to everybody?
Yeah, about 110 to 116 is going to be your pit window here coming up. I would not be surprised to see some of these guys jump the gun and go a little bit early, especially knowing Jamie Horn's out here to this lead, so you kind of want to go in before him.
Really close there. Zachary Baker and Steven Bonomo. They were up there battling for that 8th and 9th position. Bonomo almost gets around. Had Zachary Baker right there on his bumper.
That was almost the yellow some of these guys are looking for. But a yellow right now would make that last run
miserable.
Very long. Miserable, yes. It's like, I don't know the right word for this. It'd be rough.
Not
It'd be
fun.
tough. It'd be fun for us. Not for them. But still green. We're still rolling. Thankfully.
Yeah, that one was close. Really good save there. It was just good hard racing between Zach Baker and Steve Bonomo there. You know, trying to battle. You're in the top 10, trying to get every spot you can. But also those tires are starting to get older here. I mean, you're probably approaching 40 laps on those things. I mean, by lap 110, which is going to be your gas window, I don't foresee most of these guys going all the way to the end of that gas stage. Not with the way these tires have to be feeling.
Yeah, I think that Zachary Baker might try that same crossover move coming out of exit here. Watch, see if he tries to make this pass. Going to go to the high side.
Got a good run on the outside here. That's where it's going to be. As long as he doesn't get into the wall, which
he can hold
he's not.
Yeah, he's going to have a good run out of this and be able to take that pass. Bonomo with a fantastic run out of that corner there.
Yeah, they almost got into each other again right there. Really good racing by Zach Baker to get him on the outside there.
He's all clear now and driving away.
Really good battle there. Gary Armijo looks like he's going to be the first one to bring it down pit road. He was right there about to be in lap trouble. He was our last car on the lead lap running in 10th place. Makes that hard left turn, brings it down pit road.
I also got Daniel Wilkerson still sitting on pit road. So I pull up the times here at the bottom for you. Yeah, Wilkerson with a kind of extended stop lets me know that he might be getting out of the car for the night. Not really sure right now, but still recovering from some surgery. Yeah, as he backs out there, but still recovering from some surgery a few weeks ago, and I just appreciate him being out here. I mean, that's probably something I wouldn't do.
No.
I'd be taking it easy.
We appreciate him toughing it out to come hang out with us for sure.
Absolutely, man.
Had a very difficult track to race too.
Yeah, it's the most bumpy track on the circuit. Yeah.
And he was fighting and battling hard out here tonight.
Yeah, really good racing out of him. Was able to work his way up several spots. Was running in our top 10 for a while there. Speaking of checking in with our guys in the top 10, Jamie Horn has really pulled out to a lead here. He's got 4 seconds on Greg McConey right now.
Yeah, I'm cycling back here to Frank Marchese, Kirby Wainscott. Wainscott trying to make a pass down on the inside here as they come into turn 1.
Those two guys have been moving through the field. This long green flag run has worked out definitely to their favor.
Yeah, Frank able to battle his way back. Was a lap down earlier on, able to fight his way back. He's in the top 5 now. Kirby Wainscott as well. Kind of narrowly avoided or kind of clipped a couple of our yellow flags, and he's still up there running well inside the top 10. I mean, these tires for these guys have just got to be screaming at this point. I just checked in last lap. Jamie Horn with a 24.728. When you compare that to qualifying times, I mean, that's almost a second slower.
Looks like Frank's bringing it in for pit stop.
Yeah, he's going to follow
His
right behind his
Greg
teammate.
McConey.
Yep.
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 Teammates working together. They're trying to work on some strategy.
That's what we call wavelength in the biz family.
Get down there, let Rocky the Raccoon work on that thing just a little bit.
Oh,
Get
man.
some fresh tires up underneath it.
Wonder how long Jamie Horn's going to stay out here, knowing that Greg's already made his pit stop here.
Well,
He
because
has enough of a lead, though,
Yeah.
that it could take 2 to 3 laps for Greg's early pit stop to make a difference.
That's what I'm kind of going to be curious to see, because here in Jamie Horn's spot, you had a 4-second lead. You're going to put probably most of the field a lap down if you stay out while everyone else starts pitting. But, I mean, there is a dramatic difference here in the speed that you're going to get with the fresh tires. So I'm curious to see if they're going to be able to gain enough time back on him so that when he does come down pit road, they even have a fighting chance. It's like
Greg's
Kevin
got a little bit
Tanko's-
of traffic. Oh, that's going to hurt him.
Kevin Tankos is running in second place. He's going to go ahead and bring it down pit road as well. That's going to leave Jamie Horn still out there in your race lead. Brandon Lopez in that number 5 car is going to be second place. Tyler Millette in the 94 going to be in third place. Steven Bonomo in the number 9 car about to move up into fourth.
Greg
Scott with a
McConey
bad stop.
needs some clean track to try to make up some time here.
He might get it as Jamie Horn's coming down right behind Steven Bonomo. Brandon Lopez staying out. I don't know if he's going to take the lead. He's not in time for this lap.
Just got the call from Brandon Trush that he is going to be bringing it down pit road as well.
Also got Tyler Millette coming down.
As Jamie Horn enters his box, Greg is around him. Let's see what's going to happen here. If Greg can find a way to cycle to the lead. He ran some good laps, but he got in some traffic too. That's going to hurt him.
Jamie Horn been going almost wall to wall on this thing, but with the pit road, green flag pit stop cycling out here, Brandon
Gonna be
Lopez
close.
Gonna lead a lap here.
And here comes Greg McConey.
He almost got there. If Greg wouldn't have gotten that traffic, I think he might have been able to cycle in front of Jamie Horn. But Jamie Horn holds on for now. Well, that's a much closer gap than it was when the cycle began.
Absolutely.
Oh, Kirby Wainscott, I know you just mentioned, had the little bit of a rough pit stop there. Made himself a candidate for a John Deere award there. Got a little bit loose. Had to drive it through the grass a little bit. Brandon Lopez coming over the radio saying he's going to bring it in this time, but he is still going to get some bonus points for laps led here tonight.
Yeah, cutting back here to Kirby Wainscott, getting that John Deere Green Award, keeping that grass nice and low for us.
Thank you, Kirby. We appreciate it. You can bill us.
Speaking of billing, if you or anybody you know would like to sponsor the league, we are looking for league sponsors for races coming up, or even a league sponsor. All the money goes to help put this league on, pay for things like races coming up, broadcasts, and also going to the pot for these drivers to try to win at the end. They're all chasing. There will be payouts for first, second, and third in points at the end of the season. But as the pot expands, those payouts will continue to taper down to fourth. I would love to get it all the way down to 10th place, getting a payout.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I know you and I kind of talked about at length when we were kind of getting this thing underway, and it was looking like it really might be able to happen, was that, you know, we wanted to make sure that these guys had something to race for, and just thought it'd be really fun if these guys are able to get those payouts at the end of the season, give you something to race for, kind of a short, quick hitter season where everyone's going to be out here racing hard, racing competitive, and, you know, have something to fight for at the end. Obviously, you do have something to fight for here tonight as well with our flag, but at the same time, money's good too.
Money is
Frank
the best
Marchese
motivator.
bringing it back down pit road.
I'm not
I don't know if something.
seeing where he took damage.
I didn't see anything there, but I saw him kind of slow down there on the inside wall. Not exactly sure what's going on with that machine right now. Currently have 7 cars out here on the lead lap right now. Ooh.
Looks like Frank knocked down the turn 4 wall about the lap before bringing it in. We can get a replay of that right there. But he knocked it down hard.
Just got loose, or?
Just more so, it looks like it got tight. Just came off the turn and knocked it down.
I must be on the wrong lap here then.
It's 104. At the end of lap 104, he got into the wall.
Yeah, I don't think I have it. Not here on my data anyways, but we'll try to get that pulled up for you. Meanwhile, Jamie Horn pulling away out to a 1.6 second lead over Greg McConey. And McConey kind of expanded that from Tankos as well.
Kind of going right back to where they were, battling back and forth between those two. I think it's going to be a really fun battle to watch as the season goes on. Kevin Tanko's still out there currently running in 3rd place. I think he actually got into the wall a little bit that last time as he touches the wall again there. Trying to keep the tires underneath that thing with only 29 laps left to go here at Rockingham Speedway. Brandon Lopez currently running in 4th. Tyler Millette in the number 94 machine going to be running in 5th place. Zach Baker been fighting his way back up after getting loose there, able to be up in 6th right now. Kirby Wayne Scott came out there, cut the grass for us, and is still running in 7th place. And then got a couple drivers a lap down. It's going to be Steven Bonomo and Gary Armijo. They're running at 8th and 9th respectively. And then Frank the Tank Marchese, unfortunately, after that last incident, he's going to be laps down. He's going to be sitting in 10th. He's going to try to get it back out there if at all possible, because Brandon Trush is 11 laps down. He is still out on the track putting in laps.
Yeah, and I love that from Brandon.
Find his way back into a top 10.
I love that for Brandon, what he's doing out here. I mean, it's so easy to give up and just exit the server after going down a few laps, but you know this is for points. This might not be your worst race out of 10, so you can't rely on this being a drop race. And just staying out there, you'll have guys that are going to wreck or mess up throughout this race and go multiple laps down. You will be able to pass them. So he might actually make up one other spot here.
100%. And like you said, especially because his incident was so early in the race, and he definitely had some pretty good damage there as well. So really good race out of Brandon Trush to see him get back out there. And I mean, he's been putting in good times as well. I mean,
yeah,
Brandon Trush's last lap was a 24.629, which is exactly on pace with what we're seeing out of our race leader, Jamie Horn, right now.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't made a mistake or anything since then. Just a little bit of a mess up there at the beginning. Caught some bad luck, but yeah, he's been running it well since then, showing that he belongs to be in the top of this leaderboard. And even if this is a drop race for him, I mean, at least he is getting some points here.
And here comes the excitement there for that battle. Now we're talking about it. Frank Marchese and that 24 Trash Panda Motorsport machine is coming off of pit road.
Wow. So Frank is going to be 10 laps down. Jamie Horn entering turn 1 right now. Marchese exiting turn 4. So he would have to get all the way around and lap Marchese one more time, and Trush has to get around too. But again,
something to keep
anything
our
can
eye
happen.
on for sure. Anything definitely can happen. But other than that, everything in our top 7 remaining pretty similar. Your race leader, Jamie Horn, is going to start running up on some lap traffic here very, very shortly here. You can see if you look out in front of Jamie Horn's car, he's coming up on the bumpers of Kirby Wayne Scott and Zachary Baker here in probably about 2 seconds. Tyler Millette out there a little bit further. He's probably got an additional 2 seconds on those 2 drivers.
This is the tail end of the lead lap, so these guys are going to battle. They're not just going to pull over and let them go. They're going to try to stay on this lead lap, especially if we have a late race yellow. You want to be on the lead lap and not be one lap down and trying to battle for that lucky dog.
100%. Again, this is still Rockingham. You never know what's going to happen. We might have another caution. We might not. Who knows? But you definitely want to be battling for each and every position that you can.
And we've had plenty of single car spins also. And you never know if one of those single car spins could accidentally collect a second car. We don't want to see it. But if it happens, again, you want to stay on that lead lap.
I think especially here in this last like 10, 15 laps or so.
Sorry to cut you off. Kevin Tanko's hard into the wall. Coming out of turn 2 there. Frank Marchese going to get around him. Not a pass for position. Check out that right front of Kevin Tanko's.
Yeah, unfortunate to see that for Kevin Tanko. It's been running so well tonight. Still able to maintain that third place position for right now, but that last lap would be well over a second off of pace. And Brandon Lopez is still out there. He's only about 6 seconds behind Kevin Tanko, so he can try to work his way into the top 3 here. So we have Thomas McLaughlin coming down pit road in that number 38 car as well.
Tanko's is back up to at least a competitive pace again, thankfully. After that, damage doesn't seem to be too awful. He's able to control it at least.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about these cars too, man, is you can see Tanko's take pretty good lick like he took on that impact 2 laps ago. And seeming like everything's just fine. I mean, his last lap, 24.67. Greg McConey in front of him went into 24.98 that last lap by. So Kevin absolutely has the wheels back under it. And I've seen some impacts on these cars where it's like, oh, that's not going to be a problem. That's not even 30 seconds of damage. And then it's like, nope, race is over. Toe link's gone.
Oh, it happens
just varies
all too
hit
often.
to hit.
I think it's also driver based too, man. If I was behind the wheel, that car would be flipped upside down, sideways in the hot dog stand.
You know, I've heard really good things about the hot dog stands at Rockingham. Why I was looking up hot dog stands at Rockingham? It's for me to know, you to find out.
Man just loves a good hot dog. Leave him
I mean,
alone.
who doesn't? If a man can't have some mystery meat on the inside of a concourse at a racetrack, then what does America come to? Preferably with chili and coleslaw.
I'm just gonna let you marinate in that sentence you just put out there on the broadcast for us.
Well done right there.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna double down on the joke. I realized what I said as soon as I said it, and then I was like, I want to continue that because funny, but also I would
get back to
prefer
racing.
not.
We're gonna take a short little break here and let you just enjoy the sounds of the racing, and we'll regroup with the mystery meat comments and everything. And we are back here with 10 to go. Regroup, refocus, ready to get these last 9 laps down. Jamie Horn still your leader out here by about 6 seconds as he is trying to get around Tyler Millette right now to put Tyler Millette a lap down.
Yeah, he was able to get by Kirby Wainscott there just a lap ago to put him a lap down. Jamie's going to have the whole field except for 4 people a lap down right now. He's only got about 5 seconds before he gets caught up to Brandon Lopez up there in 4th. Greg McConey going to be still there, about 6 seconds behind in 2nd place. Kevin Tanko still able to maintain his 3rd place for right now. He's still got a 6-second lead on Brandon Lopez there in 4th. You know, you said that we regrouped and everything, and then
I saw the comment.
Dagan was kind enough to let us know about the absolute quality of the hot dogs at Rockingham. I told you, I heard good things.
So, I mean, I don't know what kind of hot dogs they have out at Rockingham, but I do know at Eastern North Carolina, I would say staple, depending on what side of, like, what part of Eastern North Carolina you're from, but red hot dogs is a Eastern North Carolina staple made from pork by a company called Bright Leaf Hot Dogs. And that was my entire childhood.
If you wanted your hot dog to somehow be scarier and even more mystery than a normal hot dog is, try your Bright Leaf hot dog.
I'm telling you, I will prefer a Bright Leaf red hot dog over a brown hot dog any day of the week. You get that red hot dog, you don't have to put anything on it except for just a little bit of hot sauce, some Texas Pete, also another North Carolina staple since we're out here in the great old state of NC. A little bit of Texas Pete, get you a Pepsi with that, another North Carolina staple, and you've got yourself a meal.
I say we're going on a little trip down memory lane here. For those that know, I'm a resident of the state of North Carolina, and John was born and raised there, so a lot of happy memories on all sides there. But we are on lap 137 of our 140-lap run here in our inaugural Knapp Daddy Cup Series race. Jamie Horn been dominating all night long as he crosses the stripe to make it lap 138. Greg McConey still back there running 2nd. Kevin Tankos in 3rd place. Brandon Lopez currently sitting in 4th.
This battle for 5th is not going away, though. They know it's coming down the end. As Kirby Wainscott is trying to get around, and he does. He gets around Tyler Millette, coming just with a few laps left.
Again, respect the battling there, even if you are a lap down. Brandon Trush in the comments letting us know that he spun the tires into the wall on race start and net crashed this last incident. White flag is in the air here, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready to close this thing out. Again, this is the inaugural Knapp Daddy Cup Series race here at Rockingham. Jamie Horn dominating all night long. Perfect performance. No notes. Jamie Horn, your winner at Rockingham. Congratulations pouring in from the other drivers on a great run for Jamie Horn. Greg McConey going to be your 2nd place finisher tonight. Kevin Tankos going to come home in 3rd place. Brandon Lopez in 4th. Kirby Wainscott going to finish 5th tonight. Tyler Millette going to finish 6th. Zachary Baker coming home in 7th. Steve Bonomo 8th. Gary Armijo 9th. And Frank Marchese finishing 10th. And as he should after a performance like that, Jamie Horn's going to pull up to that checkered flag line and burn it down.
Yeah, what a race by Jamie Horn there. Just dominant from start to finish. Really getting the job done, saving those tires, protecting what he's got. And he's going to be your race winner, also receiving the flag for our first race here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League. As we try to pull up the grid for you here. Baker, why don't you read us out how our race results went?
We had Jamie Horn in first. Greg McConey came home in second. Kevin Tankos in third. Brandon Lopez fourth. Kirby Wainscott made that late move to get around Tyler Millette for fifth and sixth right there. Zachary Baker in seventh. Stephen Bonomo in eighth. Gary Armijo in ninth. Frank Marchese in 10th. 10 laps down, but he kept battling through the whole race. Brandon Trush, he never gave up from the beginning to the end. He finished 11th. Thomas McLaughlin in 12th. Daniel Wilkerson, again, thankful that he was here to battle tonight, in 13th. Barry Nelson came home 14th. Christian Morris in 15th. And Dagan Barnes finishing in 16th. What a great race from all of these guys. And it was a battle for sure.
It was. They put on a war here at Rockingham. I know a lot of these guys have got to be sweating after that performance. We got Country Chick in the comments saying top 10, way to go, 94, cheering on Tyler Millette. And Dig in the comments, hurts my soul a little bit missing this, but what a race to watch. Congrats to Jamie. Looking forward to having Dagan back out on the track with us next week. I believe we're going to try to cut over here really quick and get our interviews with our top 3 drivers.
Absolutely. We will take a quick 15-second break, and when we get back, we'll have those interviews for you. And welcome back. We do have Kevin Tankos, our third place finisher, coming up here to the booth now. Kevin, you got a copy of this in the booth?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, congrats on coming in third place tonight. First run in the Knapp Daddy Racing League, well, for points at least, after a wild race at Monza last week. But talk to us about this run through Rockingham, how you handled all the bumps and the characters, what we call it, of this track to get yourself a top 3.
Yeah, I mean, I did a solid job bouncing back from that lap 1 mistake off the green flag. Greg told us, watch out for the slick tires, and what did I do? I went and whiskey throttled it. So that was a little bit tough to come back from, but we were just working on it all night. Played out with the strategy a little bit. Worked out well for us, and just some really good racing by Jamie and Greg. Congrats to Jamie. I think I'm going to have to run by the tech inspection booth after the run. Make sure there aren't any turbos or superchargers snuck under the hood of that car, because it was super fast tonight. And yeah, just going to have to figure out how to make it up to the track. All that time I used the wall tonight, I was overdriving it, and still a good finish overall.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw Jamie Horn actually run that car into the wall there at the very end, so maybe trying to hide something when he did his burnout. I don't know. You didn't hear it from me, but we'll get with him later and see what's going on with that. But I did want to talk to you about incident you had kind of near the end of the race. You popped the wall just a little bit, I believe, coming out of turn 2. Did you take any damage from that, or think that any damage from hitting the wall slowed you down tonight?
No, I knew I got some aero damage earlier on, but yeah, I tagged that wall pretty hard. That wasn't anybody else's fault other than mine. Didn't really feel any difference in the wheel. It was still driving great all night. Definitely tight towards the end, but I think that's everybody's case. But big thanks to the Knapp Daddy Cup Series for having me, and looking forward to the rest of the season here.
Yes, sir. Before I let you go, any sponsors or shout outs you would like to give?
Just great car tonight. Big shout out to Rush Motorsports, guys back at the shop set up this car beautiful, and Wendy's Saucy Nug Chevy, everybody else that makes this go around, and all the Knapp Daddy Cup Series sponsors. We appreciate you guys. This is a really great series.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations tonight on coming in third place, and looking forward to seeing more what you can do this season as we continue on to blanking Kentucky next week.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.
That's
Next, we have Greg McConey coming in, right? Finishing second. He had a strong finish for second place.
I got Greg coming up now. Let's see if we get a copy with Greg. Greg, you got a copy with us in the booth?
What's up, boys?
Hey, Greg, you had a strong run there for second place. Is there anything you could have for Jamie?
Uh, Jamie was on another plane tonight. I could keep up with him for about the first, I don't know, 25, maybe 30 laps. We would be close. But once this thing got into a long run, he was able to hold that the he was holding 24 fives so long into the run. It was ridiculous. Um I don't think I could have had him. Maybe it would have been a little closer if I kind of got blocked a little bit on my out lap under those green flag stops. Um, but it still would have been a fight, and he probably still would have had the advantage tonight.
You took my question right away from me. I was going to ask you about that short pit right there. You jumped in there right before, well, at least a few laps before he did, and you were flying right there. But then had that little bit of traffic right there on that outlap. But was that short pit plan something you guys were thinking about from the beginning? Because you did it with your teammate too, right?
Yeah, we did. We were all talking about it here in the Discord while we were running and getting close. I kind of had it in the back of my head as something I wanted to do. I just wanted to make sure I got deep enough into the run where I would have a couple laps extra to really be able to push. And Zach and Frank and I were talking, and we just said, all right, we're coming in on like, you know, I was going to actually come about 2 laps earlier, but I made a last second call to just keep going. And then we all just ended up coming in on, I think it was 95 on the 96. And I knew that I had to put the hammer down if I was going to have any shot to catch Jamie, and we did, and he just beat me.
Yeah, well, still a great race for you, a great finish, and a strong showing. Is there any sponsor shout outs you want to give?
You got to thank Frank and Zach. Love racing with those guys. Thank John for putting this on tonight. He's the man behind the curtain on all of this stuff, and he does a fantastic job. I'm happy to work with him through this. Hunter for being RC. Thank you guys for that, putting on the broadcast as well. Thank the wife. Thank the family that's watching. Boffman Excavating. All of that. Got to thank Rocky on the car. We had him split up into a couple different cars tonight. We very much enjoyed the paint schemes that I was able to make. But yeah, thanks to them, thanks to the fans that showed up, everybody here. I know it's a new season. We're really looking forward to what this season's going to be right now. And thank you guys again, and let's keep going. Should be a good year.
Indeed, it will be a good year, and those cars looked great out there tonight for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
That's going to be Greg McConey finishing second place tonight. Coming up next, I do have your race winner in Jamie Horn, who had a dominating run from start to finish, wall to wall. Let's see if we can pull Jamie Horn up to the booth now. Jamie, you got a copy list in the booth?
Yes, sir.
Jamie, you got Hunter over here as well. Man, what did you have under the hood of that thing? Like, was it a turbo? Was it a supercharger? Did we LS swap this thing? What in the world happened, man? What a performance.
The only thing I can really figure out is I was driving not near as deep in the corners as I'd seen others, and it was allowing me to get a much better run off the corner, being able to wrap the bottom, and it saved tires from racing here in the past. I knew it was going to be a huge tire wear track if you wasn't careful, and so I was telling Greg I was letting out, not far past the start finish line. red symbol on the wall there, and then going in the backstretch, I was letting off at the rock and just coasting through the corners for the most part. And I think that was really the difference maker, just saving the tires. And I could still push it if I wanted to. I'd see, Greg or whoever was. I think Kevin was behind me for a while, and I'd see him gain a tenth or two, so I'd push it a little bit and get it back. And I was just trying to maintain for the most part.
That was gonna be my next question. Was that something that you had kind of planned strategy wise coming in? Like, this is how I was gonna run this. Or was that something that kind of changed as the race went on? Because we kind of saw as the green flag runs would start, Greg or Kevin would be able to kind of sort of hang with you for maybe about the first 15 laps or so within, a second and a half. And then it would just increase. I mean, all the way up until the very end, you had 9 seconds on Greg and 17 on Kevin. Did that strategy kind of change for you at all over the course of the race, or was it pretty much just, I know my points, I'm just going to hit them, and as long as I do that, it'll be fine?
Pretty much. So the way I typically approach a track is during practice throughout the week or whatever, I'll pick a lap time that I think will be, race pace or a good race pace. And pretty much during a race, I just try to hit those lap times consistently over and over. And as the run goes on, it's kind of back up a little bit usually, but so you can go all out at the beginning if you want, and I mean, you're going to put some distance, but I don't fight too much at the start of a race. I believe like the early on the 12 went around me at the start of the race, and I just stayed close enough, but basically putting pressure on him, and letting. I knew he was driving a little bit deeper than I was, and basically I just wait until see if their tires are going to start falling off. If they don't, then I might adjust my pace a little bit, but just try to be patient. And if I picked a lap time, I try to just go with it. And that's kind of my trick of how I've found to be able to save tires in these cars pretty good for the most part.
Well, man, once again, you did it. We talked about it before the race, talked about it during, and now we're sitting here with you in victory lane talking about it after. Mr. Consistency strikes again. Headed to Kentucky next week. How do you feel about Kentucky?
I really like the track. I honestly don't know if I've raced it in these cars before. The other league I'm in Doghouse, I'm not sure. I don't remember us ever going there. So it's going to be a little bit different. You'll figure the track out, and the fixed setups is definitely a different. I'm used to open setup in these cars, so I'm having to drive these a little bit different because you can really burn up the right front if you're not careful. So get some practice time in, and we'll be ready, and look forward to it.
Sounds good, man. We're looking forward to seeing you out there. Any sponsors or shout outs you want to give before we let you get out of here and you celebrate that win?
Shout out to you guys for the broadcast, and also for putting on the league, Knapp Daddy Racing. I think it's going to be a great league. Glad to see y'all get it up and going. Shout out to my teammates. I think Brandon had a little bit of a rough night, but I'm sure he'll rebound next week and have a better night. And shout out everybody that's joining the league. I'm glad to see everybody joining. And for a tough track like tonight, I think we had a pretty good race. So looking forward to what the season's going to bring. And shout out to my mom at home watching.
Can't forget about Mama Horn. Well, we appreciate it, man. Congratulations again on that win. Looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night.
Take care, man.
Yes, sir.
That is going to be Jamie Horn coming in first place tonight, taking the series opener, the season opener, I should say, and getting all those points for all those laps led, and getting points for first place, stage wins. I mean, just racking them up tonight, getting a good start here for the season. Also going to take home that checkered flag that we're going to make Foreman send out to him this week sometime. But overall, just fantastic race. Baker, what are your thoughts?
I'm still amazed by how much Jamie Horn just drove away from everyone. Again, that was a great strategy play by Greg to try to get that lead away. And I wonder what would happen if he could have done anything aero blocking wise to keep Jamie behind him. But again, things just don't pan out that way sometimes. and Jamie Horn just drove away from everyone. He survived the cheese grater of Rockingham.
Absolutely, man. This track will destroy some tires. Hunter, what are your thoughts?
I'm just really excited, man. I mean, for a lot of different reasons, you know, what a fun race to watch. You know, Jamie, Greg, Kevin did such a great job there. And you just kind of see all the different kind of nuances that these drivers have coming out to play. I mean, we saw that famous Kevin Tanko's defense. We saw Greg McConey with a really great strategy play, almost able to get it back. Still ran really strong, great race. And then Jamie Horn, just Mr. Consistency, comes out here and just really puts on a show. But shout out to everybody. I mean, it was such a fun race to watch. You know, had some bad luck for some guys in the beginning, but I know they're going to bounce right back and get back to it. And then also just wanted to kind of take a moment to shout out not just our drivers for joining with us and battling through a tough race at Rockingham for our first inaugural points race here, but shout out to everybody at home, man. We had, in terms of concurrent viewers, that was the most people that we as Knapp Daddy Racing have ever gotten to be able to broadcast to. There was over 20 people here for a good while, 18, 19 for most of the night. So seriously, shout out to everybody who joined with us tonight to watch broadcast, watch your drivers, cheer them on. It was so much fun to broadcast this thing. You know, it's cool to see a lot of hard work pay off, and we just hope that we can kind of live up to the standard that we hold ourselves to and put on a good show, and not just for everybody at home, but also give these drivers a place where they want to come and race, and they look forward to their Monday nights. I mean, a lot of these guys, I mean, poor Steven Bonomo had to miss the Bucks game because he was out here with us, and you know, we appreciate that and understand the sacrifice, and it's just really cool. Sorry to get all feelsy on everybody for a second, but a lot of work goes into stuff like this, and it was just really cool. And I hope all the drivers had a great time. Hope everybody at home had a great time. Really fun night, man.
Yeah, and what a game for him to miss, too. Of all the games to miss, he had to miss this one. I heard it was a kind of a nail-biter there at the end, but the Bucks able to pull it out there. But as far as racing goes, man, a lot of fun here tonight at Rockingham. Next week, we're going to be heading out to Kentucky in this fixed setup league as we take on race number 2 to see who can improve on points, and if Jamie Horn's going to jump out to an even bigger lead, or somebody's got anything for him at Kentucky. But that's going to start right here on Knapp Daddy Racing at 8:15 next week, Monday night. Going to be a fun one. I actually love Kentucky. I know a guy that does love Kentucky a lot is Tyler Willett. Usually it does pretty well at those tracks, so excited to see what he's going to bring out there. A lot of drivers looking to bounce back, but other than that, man, I think that's going to be just about it for us. It has been a good start for this season.
I can't think of really any way it could have gone better. It's been really fun. We do have, like you said, we have the Engine 4 Coffee Company 225 next week for Kentucky. We do still have some open spots for sponsorship for not only the league, but also for races. Just to let everybody know at home, our Dover race on September 29th, our October 6th race for Auto Club, and our Iowa race November 10th, and Homestead November 17th, all open for sponsorship. So if anyone is looking to sponsor a race, you can send us an ad read, shout out your company or whatever you want shouted out. If you want to say happy birthday to somebody, I don't care. The money all goes back to the drivers at the end of the day. So those spots are still open, but be sure you join us next week for what is sure to be an exciting night at Kentucky.
Absolutely. Well, that is going to be just about it for us here tonight. Thanks everybody for joining in on your Monday nights, and I hope to see you again next Monday nights. For the last time, I've been John.
I've been
I'm
Hunter.
Baker. Oh,
And
we'll work on that.
We're going to work that out as the season goes on. You guys have a good one, and I hope to see you next week.
Take care, everyone.
See ya.